But all right, let's get to some Major League Baseball. And one guy who's having an unbelievable year, and Brian, is Aaron Judge. I mean, his numbers are so ridiculous. They just are. I mean, can you in a league now where most guys don't even hit over 220, this guy's hitting over 300 still with the home run, with the power, knocking in runs. Like, go look how many 300 hitters there are. This isn't Kyle Schwarber batting 175 with 30 bombs. Aaron Judge was the last time I looked was 318. I don't know what he was batting 318.
It's even better now. It's 329.
In any era of baseball, am I right, Brian? 329 is like in this era.
But especially with the exit velo and the uppercut swings, and it seems like it's all or nothing. And he's giving you all, meaning power numbers and average.
It's incredible, and he drives in runs. He's a great face for the Yankees. He plays hard. He doesn't, you know what I mean? He's not a prima donna. All those good things. But Rob G, Mr. October, Reggie Jackson, and again, we go back to the clutch thing, Brian. He didn't get the name Mr. October because he got hits in May. Okay?
Right. Yep.
He was clutch in October when it mattered. That's why Reggie Jackson has the name Mr. Nobody else has that name, Mr. October, because he was clutch. But he heaped on some amazing praise, Rob G, to Aaron Judge.
Yeah, so the New York Post did a feature on Aaron Judge, and they threw in a lot of really fancy numbers. One of them I'm going to give you just to give some context to the conversation. So Aaron Judge this season currently posting a 219 OPS plus, okay? That's more than twice as good as the league average this year. Now, if you remove Barry Bonds when he may or may not have been on the cream and the clear.
He was on it.
That number is the best mark since Mickey Mantle posted a 221 in 1957, all right? Assuming Aaron Judge stays above 200. Right now, again, he's at 219.
Right.
That'll only be the third time any player has done that over a full 162 in 50 years, minus, again, Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, who may or may not have been doing some extracurricular activities. The other two guys who have done it, George Brett in 1980 was at 203.
Was that when he batted 380?
Yes.
Right.
And Aaron Judge himself in 2022 when he broke the AL home run record. All of which led Mr. October, Reggie Jackson, to the New York Post that Aaron Judge has, quote, put himself in the realm of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig.
Brian, no, I'll just say to you, is Reggie crazy or not?
I think that here's the thing, Rob. If you say he's on track to be there, I'm with it. If you say he's there, I'm not with it. Right? I think there's a big difference between on track and you're there. Put it this way. Think about quarterbacks in the NFL. Is Mahomes on track to be in the GOAT conversation? We're going to have a real conversation. Was he better than Tom Brady? Yeah, he's on track. Is he there yet? If he never played another
here's my issue,
no,
though.
he's not there.
What you just said is typical of people who have bypassed Joe Montana. Patrick Mahomes hasn't even bypassed Joe Montana.
That's fine. Yeah.
I hate that. I really do. Because Joe Montana was 4-0 in the Super Bowl, 11 touchdowns, no picks, 3 MVPs. Twice he had to throw a touchdown to win the Super Bowl. I don't know why people have skipped over Joe Montana.
But you understand the point. No one's saying Joe Montana is the GOAT. No one's saying that because he's not. And listen, shout out Irish. You know me. I'm from South Bend, Rob. You know, I got love for Joe Montana. Don't get me wrong over here.
You should.
Yeah, I do.
But he's a tremendous quarterback when they used to kill quarterbacks.
That's right. But he didn't have 7 rings like Tom Brady does. Tom Brady is recognized as the GOAT. But whether you like it or not, Tom Brady is recognized as the GOAT. You understand the point. If, let's use Joe Montana. If Joe Montana came out and said Patrick Mahomes is the best to have ever done it, right? Or whatever the equivalent of what Reggie Jackson just said about Aaron Judge, right? Like Reggie said, do you have the quote again? Just like exactly, Rob G. What did he say?
Aaron Judge has put himself in the realm of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. He's on track to be there. He's not there yet with what those guys did.
I'm going to tell you why. And Rob G., I want you to validate this. Because 5 years ago, Brian Noe, I had him in my top 5 home run sluggers, and people went off on me. Like, how in the world, am I right, Rob G?
That is correct.
Like, how in the world could you, and I looked at this kid, and what I'm trying to say to you is, sure, he has a long career to go, he's got to keep playing, but the numbers and the stuff that he's done, like home runs, Rob G, well, we talked about this. The home runs, here we go, with 42 games to go, he has 42 home runs, right? Here's one of the things that where you start to look at him and you got to say that he's in the realm with these other guys. So he's one short of 300 career home runs, Brian. Judge sits at 299 with 953 at games and 3,424 at bats under his belt. The fastest to 300 home runs was Ralph Kiner. He used to be a Mets broadcast, played for the Pirates, right? He did it in 1,087 games. And Babe Ruth did it in fewer at-bats, 3,830. My point is, Aaron Judge, if he gets a home run tonight and matches Ralph Kiner, he'll do it in almost a full season faster than the fastest guy. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Ralph Kiner took 1,087 games, and Judge is at 953. Here's another one. Through his career, Bonds hit home runs at a rate of 12.92 at-bats to home runs, right? Meaning basically a home run every 13 at-bats, which is unbelievable. Judge's career, you ready? 11.45 AB to home runs. Mm-hmm. Judge's current AB to home run rate this season is 9.98, and in 2022 it was 9.19. I'm just saying all of his numbers match up to all-time great when you think about what he's been able to accomplish. And if this guy could have ever stayed healthy, I don't know what he would have done. Because, he's missed plenty of seasons and parts of seasons. But that's the only reason why I think Reggie is on to something, because it's not like he has 299 and you look at the numbers and he doesn't have any of these things. Like he's just piled up, but he has a lot of at-bats or a lot of games. No. He's doing it with far less than the people who have done it before.
I hear you, but that's where you were technical with Steph Curry, right? I'm technical with Reggie Jackson here. When you say you've put yourself in the realm of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, I look at it where it's like, if it ended today for Aaron Judge, let's say he just walked away. He's like, you know what, the heck with it. I'm retiring, or there was some family situation. He never plays again. He's at 300 home runs when Babe Ruth hit 714. Like, sorry, you're not in the realm of Babe Ruth. You're on track to do some historically special things, but that's different than saying you've arrived. You're in that realm already. That's what I just don't agree with. He's on track. He's not there yet. It's going to take a lot more years and a lot more production to get there.
I'm not going to argue with your standpoint there. I'm just saying that all of the numbers and tracking put him on in a very elite company. When you start talking about Bonds at 12.92 or one home run every 13 at bats, and Judge is 11.45, like that's a significant. You know what I mean? That's a huge number. And Bonds, by most standards, I'm not saying they consider him the home run king, but as far as hitting home runs, no one was more prolific. Am I right? Like watching that guy,
right.
He would get one or two pitches every night, Brian, and one would go into the drink.
Right. Well, that's the thing. I think we can agree on this is that's the shame of the steroid era. When you look at Aaron Judge right now, is he might get close to 60 home runs this season. Rob, that is a sensational season. But there's a tendency to look and say, well, it's not 73 or 70 or 66 or like all these numbers in that era, where I hate that Aaron Judge doesn't get as much props as he would if we never had the steroid era, right? There's a tendency to kind of shrug your shoulders like, yeah, good season, but I've seen 70 plus in a year. It's like, well, that wasn't on the up and up.
Yeah, it's a combination. I hear you. The only thing that I hate is that people don't take into account that pitchers were on the juice too. And that's the one thing I do not like, because I believe Barry Bonds, when he was getting up, because we know Clemens and Andy Pettitte, those aren't the only two pitchers who were using the juice back then.
That's fair. But I'll tell you, Brady Anderson's not hitting 50 without the juice. You know what I'm saying?
But he only did it 1 year. And the reason that I think that I look at Bonds is he won the 3 MVPs in Pittsburgh when he wasn't.
Yeah,
a great
absolutely.
Player. Like that,
but that was his only year. That was his only year hitting 50 plus.
I know, which is incredible. When you ask most people, they think 6 or 7 times. He didn't do it. All right.